Hello, everybody. Are you ready for some poetry? I have been reading three books today that I just got. One is this one called Cheap Yellow by Shai Watson. All the poems are themed with yellow, broken into categories of yellow. Like, for example, lantern, PacSun yellow, chamomile, confetti, stupid yellow, bleached dead hair, Miller High Life, Boston yellow, fading photograph, etc. Really cool way to organize a collection, I think. Um, it kept me interested in reading it. And with the black and white filter on this, you can't really see how cool this looks, but um, just look it up and you'll see the gorgeous blonde hair. I don't even know if this is like a wig or real hair, but if that's real hair, like whoever's hair that is, good job with your beautiful hair. And this book you should also look at in color. This black and white is doing it a massive disservice, but Standard Loneliness Package by Michael Seidlinger. It's made to look like a NutraSweet package and like full on to where the back has like nutrition facts, and they are all the people that have poems about them in here. It's basically a collection of kind of apology poems, apology but not sorry, sorry but not sorry, sort of poems to all the people in this writer's life. And the theme is loneliness. The themes are, kind of like not being able to connect. And which I appreciated because it's definitely a theme that resonates with me. And it goes into some very dark places. And then the other book is Ballpoint Penitentiary by Brandon Deal. I read his previous collection, and I would say, and he's a young writer, so honestly, I don't expect much. I know what I was writing like when I was his age, and it was kind of garbage. And this collection is like leaps and bounds beyond his first one, Zeller's Alley, which was also good, but it was kind of like a little bit all over the place. So I'm going to read a poem or two from each one of these. So, let's see. I'll start with Michael Seidlinger. So I like this collection because it's really depressing, and that definitely appeals to me. I also kind of like the whole, it's almost like, feels like a weird suicide note, because it's like, or like a, what's it called? When you're in rehab, your 12 steps or whatever. It almost feels like he's on like one of his steps and he's like making sure he's got everything resolved with people before he kills himself. Hopefully that's not the case, because I'd like to see more work from him. But let's see. I will I will just open to a random page. There are a few in here. A lot of these have names, which makes me curious about if these are like if you use the real names, because I worry about that with my own writing. And then there's quite a handful that are untitled, so that made me even more curious, because I was like, oh wow, so you use like the names of like all of these people, but then there's the ones that are like untitled, so that's like, whoa. So let's see. Oh my god, I can barely read through this mesh. Okay, oh, here's one untitled. To unknown number 3. This one actually kind of piqued my curiosity. I was like, who is this mystery person? Because he kind of lays it all out with a lot of these, but then you really wonder even more during the ones where there's no name. Because it's like, who is that? Like, that's, why did you hide that name whereas you kept the rest? And some are to like hypothetical people, but some are not. So anyway, this one is to unknown number 3. Why do I worry if these poems will be published? Do I quantify every single thing I care about? Is it true? Oh, it is true. Sorry. It is true. Every poem is an apology. It is true. Every apology is a poem I have trouble reading out loud. It is true. Every time I apologize, what I'm doing is hiding behind the fact that I don't know how to change, how to heal, how to show you that I can do better. It is true. This is the best I can do. It is true. The best I can do is never enough. It is true. To keep those I want close. It is true. To distance myself from those I shouldn't keep. Weirdly, this is the one that resonated with me the most. Even though there's like much heavier, more in-depth poems in this collection, this one kind of was like, I think it's just because it's like a mystery. It's a puzzle. I'm like, who is that? Who are you talking about? I will read one more and then I will switch to Shy Watson's collection. So let's see. Random. To Quinny. Late nights watching horror flicks when we should have been afraid of what was happening outside our window. But we were so perfect for each other, weren't we? We drew each other, wrote an entire comic series together. You as the main character, me as the antagonist. We escaped from the protests outside. What lasted little more than a week, though the uncoiling of our emotions, the protests we shared, who cared more, and who would leave first, lasted 4 times as long. I'll never forget how we stood there, your skin, the hair on my arms standing on end, the way you turned around and said the words, how I was already so nervous that when I looked down and saw that I was hard, it was all we needed to commit to the decision. The one so right yet so wrong. The hero of the story is the one that stands up for herself. When the antagonist starts talking about a future where there's very little her, the talk about going on tour, the discussion about her going too. I didn't expect you to go, but hoped that you would. When you didn't and stayed behind, I knew that you won. Though we never said goodbye, we never broke up. We never finished our comic series, just like we never finished watching X-Files. The hero escapes while the antagonist is left to forever wonder, which is all I ever really do, honestly. So I recommend this collection. I think it's really cool because it's really honest, and it's depressing, but it's not like soul crushingly depressing. Like I didn't really feel that sad actually after reading it. It kind of was soothing in a weird way, which I have experienced before with reading Michael Seidlinger's writings. He's always kind of delving into these very sad territories, but somehow you feel weirdly soothed reading it. So this is, I love this, and you need to look at this book in color because this I use this filter because I look better in it, but it's not the best for this book. It looks so freaking gorgeous in color because it looks real. Like it really literally looks like a little packet. So yeah, if you want to get bummed out but not cripplingly bummed out, read this. All right. This is another one that would look better in color, but once again, I look better in black and white, so. It's called Cheap Yellow by Shai Watson. This is the first thing I've read of hers, and I'm gonna have her on my podcast next month. And I really like this. I just like themed poetry. I think it's really cool. So I wanted to read it based on that, but I was not disappointed. I found it very interesting. Some of these poems are super short and some are longer. So let's see. Pre-apocalyptic Coke binge. And I'll cuddle you beneath the mushroom cloud in our wizard gowns. Vaporize me in Guidus, my black snuggie. We will raise our canes up high. That was very short. Let's see. This one is called Tipsy in Bushwick. Alex is a queen about pens. This bus might be broken down. I can tell if the guy beside me is cute or if I can't tell if the guy beside me is cute or if he's just reading a book. New York feels like the biggest body, and Alex and I are both interested. I got 17 mosquito bites within 5 minutes. Woke up several times to the thrashing storm. Dreamt my nails were bleeding. Talked Alex into cookie crumble coating. Ate the ice cream on the unlit pier. Spread my legs without underwear. People staring as they walk on by. Wrote home about it. The man in the third floor window, high as shit, naked, drinking a beer and jerking off to us, hanging out. There's a lot erotic about climbing out a window, about examining my legs over and over, looking at all these bites. I put your toes in my mouth, walk to your bathroom, say, hey Lulu, to the ancient pedigree dachshund your famous stepdad loves. You return to the bed, scent of linen. You sprayed Febreze onto your chest to freshen up. These are all kind of like cool little snapshot moments that just feel very honest and real. This one is called Hydrozine plus nicotine withdrawal. It's foggy tonight. and I would very much like to meet someone in the park, just for them to beat the shit out of me. Afterwards, I could just order myself an Uber Select home. As long as we are both wearing all black, I am down to limp for a week. Oh, that's weird. That reminds me of a story I wrote. Are or aren't you Santa? I'm high, of course, using my Sarah Palin accent to ask you if you want to fuck. Baby, you are a maverick. I am down to cuddle all night, but please remind me to soak my nose. Wow, that's pretty hot. Sarah Palin accent, huh? Nailin' Palin. I never saw that. Was that any good? Nailin' Palin. Doesn't she get like, what is that? Like she gets like gang banged by a bunch of Russian spies or whatever, like the KGB gangbang. That does sound pretty hot, to be honest. Untitled. Having a hard time channeling, constant failure to make up anyone's mind. I'm not convinced, or I'm too dire. Why I remember walking around Columbia City, Seattle, marveling at the hue of small wooden homes. And then Skyline Yellow comes. I could read these all day, but I don't want to give too. I don't want to take forever. Okay, one more from here, and then I'll Brandon Deal. My feet ate. My feet ate. Wow, it's been a long. My feet are clammy, and you have a foot fetish. I listened to the junkies have sex behind a makeshift wall in the warehouse, and I got really wet. It was strange that they were watching a cooking show. It was strange that I was painting the gayest painting ever for my friend, a stock image of a boy reading a book all alone. I went home to nap, but instead I masturbated 6 times in a row. Ate tricolored baby carrots in my messy bed. Thought of every boy I've fucked and how they've held me. At the comedy event, the woman got naked. I chose the soda for the drinking game because Bud Light reminds me of a traumatic event that I'm too fragile to deal with. Matt walked me halfway to the L, then left me be. Wow, 6 times in a row, huh? I've had those days. Okay, so if you want sexy, angsty, I think you get the idea. Check this out. It's civil coping mechanisms. Ballpoint Penitentiary by Brandon Deal. Okay, let's see. I love how this is because there's like pictures inside. Makes it exciting. There is such a range of poetry in here, from things that will just make you cry if you have a heart, if you're not dead inside already, to things that will just make you laugh out loud. Like he has one about a visit to the dentist, and I was just like cringing and actually cried because it dealt with some kind of deep stuff about self-neglect that resonated with me. Oh, this is fun. This is called Humans. Are you excited? Are you so excited to read this? Humans. You'll find them sacred, holy, and blameless, They'll build walls inside your brain to keep out the facts. Their malice will be invisible. Beneath wooden toothed smirks, bleached feet and hands, they'll take you out of your original packaging, cover your body with nicks and dings. They'll smash your whole world with a sociopathic sledgehammer. You'll never see it coming. Look for the white bandages on their knuckles. Wait for the fast kisses like fast food, leaving you with a sobbing stomach. Even if they love you, their souls are wolves. They'll claw through your abdomen, tangle your entrails, watch entertained while the blood soaks their fur. When they perch themselves like gargoyles on the foot of your bed, do not fall asleep. Do not be a fool for their puppy eyes. They aren't real. Look closer. There are no tears. These creatures will raid your fridge, your wallet, your car, your spirit. They'll brush their teeth with your plasma, wipe their asses with your richest art. They'll get in bed with your friends and fuck their sanity right out of their skulls. They'll put your cat in the microwave and masturbate to your tears. They'll craft crowns out of your flesh and place them upon their heads while they retire to their greed-colored thrones. They want to feel powerful. They want to extract your self-esteem with unsterilized tools, make you call them master while you polish their shoes. They want to tell you you're wrong for having self-respect. The one thing to remember is that naivety is a cancer. It will ransack and pollute your vital organs. Trust is always phase one of a war, but humans like to feed on the hearts of others, so consider yourself saved if yours is already poisoned. Some emo shit right here. Heavy. Not like pussy emo, but like real emo. I'm going to shoot myself in the face in the perfume aisle at Walmart. This sounds like a fun time, right? Good times with face shooting. I'm going to shoot myself in the face in the perfume aisle at Walmart. Jasmine fragrance will mask the stench of the blood-drenched pulp from within my skull, splattering upon the linoleum floor. Employees and customers will vomit and scream. They'll go home and hug their families tighter than usual. I will make everyone more grateful. Normally when I sleep, all the people I've wronged twirl in my thoughts like phantom ballerinas. There will be no more twirling once my head is blown open. Only pulp and linoleum. Only the calming of blackness. The news report will make for some authentic reading. My obituary will remind the world that every tragic occurrence is nothing more than a stupid poem. I'm going to shoot myself in the face in the perfume aisle at Walmart. Jasmine fragrance will mask the stench of all the shit I've been stirring in this half-empty glass. Bam! Good stuff. Does it make you just want to live or kill yourself? Like Anne Sexton said, live or die, just don't poison everything. So basically, shit or get off the pot. Here's a short one. Halloween 2016. For Halloween this year, I've decided to be a person who absentmindedly scrolls through Netflix and occasionally mumbles things. My favorite thing about this collection is that it's as dark and sad as it is funny. And that shows to me very good range. Buying pot. I read this one. What? Okay. Wow. I don't think I read these at the end. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. It's called Buying Pot. And, goddamn, I'm at 25 minutes. So this will probably be the last one I read. Buying pot. It's a week before Christmas, and I've finally sold enough books this month to be able to get a gift for my sister. Parked in the Walmart parking lot with my heater on full blast, I wait for this guy, Scott, to show up. Scott is a complete stranger from Facebook who wants to sell me some pot. Woo! When he arrives, he stands at my car door and gives me an awkward wave. I roll down the window, clenching a $50 bill in my other hand. He reaches out and we do this weird handshake thingy where I slap the money into his palm and he slaps a small bag of pot into mine. We don't speak at all until he starts walking away and I have to half shout, "Hey, I gave you 50. I need change, man. You told me I only owed you 30, didn't you?" He turns around looking confused or embarrassed. "Fuck," he says. "I ain't even got no change, yo." "Dude," I say. "Shit." Scott walks around my car and opens the passenger door. "Take me to the ATM machine?" "Yeah, quick check, right down the road?" "Yeah." Scott is a scrawny white kid with screwed up teeth. He doesn't look very intimidating. People who sell pot usually don't. I'm sitting here debating when I see one of the Walmart security people inching towards us in his badly disguised vehicle. For a few seconds, I consider eating the pot. Really? Eating the pot? I consider sticking it up my ass or tucking it between my dick and balls. Wow. Way to ruin that pot. See that cool logo there? Philosophical idiot. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this thing off. Scott plops down onto the passenger seat and I screech out of the parking lot before he even has a chance to close the door. In my rearview mirror, I see the patrol car stopping in its tracks, and Scott is yelling, "What the fuck, yo? What the fuck, yo?" "I don't know," I say. The security guy was like looking at us weird or something, I think. Scott laughs a little. "Ha, are you fucking high, yo? You're mad paranoid, yo. Shit, haha, yo. I don't even smoke pot." "What?" "I just have anxiety." "Anxiety? What the fuck? Haha. Why the fuck don't you smoke some fucking weed then?" "I used to," I tell him, making my way to the quick check where the ATM machine is. It honestly just increased my anxiety. I've heard of that happening a lot. In fact, that happens to me now. A single snowflake lands on my windshield, and my thoughts turn to death in an instant. Bang goes my car. A sudden horrible backfiring that makes my hair stand up. even though my car does this all the time. Scott doesn't say anything for a while. I start wondering if he's actually a psychopath. I imagine him going into a Quick Check and murdering cashiers and buyers with some illegal weapon that he'll pull out of thin air. Bang goes my car again. Then it goes quiet. There are always cops at Quick Check, I say. Half as meaningless as a meaningless silence breaker, half as a legitimate fear of being arrested over marijuana. What the fuck? Haha. Yo, so what? They're gonna arrest me for using the ATM? Arrest you for sitting in your fucking loud ass car, yo? Shit. Haha. I enter the parking lot of Quick Check and stop the car. Scott gets out and waddles towards the store. As he vanishes through the entrance, I think I hear a gunshot. Oh shit, that's the end. Whoa. Now I feel kind of not cool for laughing. Damn. Okay, that was an abrupt ending. I think I'll read the next one. Arizona in January. Within my ambient dreams, there's a desert in my throat, +1 before my eyes, and the skin on my knuckles cracks and bleeds your name. And I wait for you to meet me in a half circle of Arizona barrel cactuses. You will be here soon to get me moonstruck again from your gibbous eyes. Until I wake, we could fuck beside the lizards, fuck inside the dusty wind, with the sand creeping into our ass cracks. Hot. And you could save me from the comedy that sings in my flesh. You could remove the slugs from my bones and the leeches from my arteries. Stay with me here as New Jersey gets frostbitten and amputated from the rest of the states. Stay with me here, and if you want, I will show you how to let go of science and will hover naked into the stratosphere to get a closer look at western stars. Sometimes if you love hard enough, a desert will grow a rose. That's a nice line. Alright, I don't want to read the last poems because I feel like that'll be like a spoiler. But this will show up. So that's a picture, if you can see, of a graveyard in the distance, and then there's like a garbage can with all the discarded flowers and flower pots, which I thought was pretty sad. So 2 of these I got signed. This one has his little signature there. This one, Sherry Watson signed it. This one I got from Amazon, so I didn't get it signed. I just love the concept of this cover. It's so cool. But it looks way cooler in color. You can see how it's kind of like a package. You can see that, right? So, here's some poetry that I've been reading. And I will read more. And sometimes with or without Panda Head, and have read some of my own, and have other people read their poetry on here too, and sing, my more talented friends that can actually sing. I have a guitar, so I'm going to learn to play it, or do videos showing how bad I am at playing it. Either way, hopefully it'll be entertaining. So, yay, poetry. If you're addicted to poetry like I am, subscribe and you will get more. Might be funny, might be sad, or miscellaneous. You'll find out. But I'm always looking. And if you want to be on here or want me to read your thing and talk to you on my podcast, hit me up on social media. I am at Lisa Cantarell, Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. I'll be there.